Hello, everybody. I am back. A little bit outside of the regular streaming hours today, but that's okay because we have more model art to make. I hope everything works. Hmm. I feel like the music is probably quiet, but I also don't know how to fix that. But unless I don't know. I hope it's all right. It looks like it's very quiet though, so I don't. If you can't hear the audio, I apologize. But hey, we're doing more model art. I did a little bit, as you can see. A little itty bitty. Hmm. Wait a minute. Um, first of all, I need to fix that. Because it's looking kind of ugly. Oops, I forgot. I was gonna have to put this further in the back, I think. Like, well, maybe like this or something. Okay, but we are going to continue. Hmm. We're going to continue with the this model art today. Although this does look, it looks a little off, doesn't it? Let me see if I can't fix that. Just a tiny, teeny tiny bit. I think that's it. Yeah. I've also tried a new method of drawing the torso. I don't know how that, like in theory it should work, but we'll see. um, you know, I might just get myself a little companion today. Because why not? Okay, but I think I'm gonna work my way down. Probably. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see. But let's start with like the most important area, which is everything up top. Let's see. I am a little like this is actually I never really stream on Tuesdays. I didn't before either. I'm a lying liar who lies. Ah. Um. Oh. But I used to stream during the week, right? I don't think it's been that. I don't remember, honestly. But this is just me prepping the next model. Because you know, our goal is to make 2-3 models this year. I think we're gonna reach that pretty easily, actually, because this is model number 2, technically, right? I'm not counting the deer model. Simply because that one was like already started last year. So to me, that doesn't count. What? There's still plenty of other things that we still need to do. Here we are, you know, we're rigging the money night. And this will also need to be rigged once I'm done with the actual art for it. And then a third one. I don't know which one, but a third one. Now I really do wish I hadn't sketched all of this in one layer and then gone, yeah, fuck it, we'll do the model art right away. Because I cannot see at all what I'm looking at. So this might look a little weird. Fine. You can always fix it. Let's see. Oh, I'm an idiot sandwich. Hold on. I'm trying my best to make all of this look a little better every time. But we shall see how all this works. I think for now my goal is genuinely just more details. I think we'll have quite a few details with this one. I'm hoping that this will work out nicely. Otherwise, I cry. Okay. Let's see. I did end up using a few whatchamacallit? Say the word. Like brushes, and like I didn't hand draw the roses and whatnot because I am not very good at drawing that. That is okay. I will still render them myself, so I don't feel entirely bad about it. Now we have that. And we'll add a little bit of additional, oops, hello. I think it really is just my goal this time. I can even manage that, goodness. To add a little bit more details to this. Because I am aware I suffer from making my models really boring syndrome. It's okay. Let's put here. I guess it should be the same as this, which would be white. Let's make it white. But yeah, today will just be Jill Day, where we'll do some model art. And I think uh on Friday would be the next stream, right? I know what I'm doing. Okay. I think we'll do some fan art on Friday instead. Because I dislike having like no model art prepared for like rigging purposes, I suppose. So I want to, even though it'll be like a while still, till we can rig this one. I want to have something like ready, I guess. At least that's the plan, you know? I don't know how well we will succeed in doing said thing, but we shall see. I will, of course, try my best to make this look nice. We'll see how well it'll. I genuinely do wish that I hadn't done all this in the same on the same layer, because I can't see what I'm doing, but it's fine. This is what we would have. Yes. For the bow. Actually, I am going to hide everything but that neck part. Because I do have to work with the Like, what is this called? Help. I don't know. That's a good question. What's it called? A hello? My brain is just not. Collar. It's called a collar. Yes, that is correct. Okay. Which would be next? I guess I'll draw it like this, right? Hey. You know, I really wanted to be like super productive today. I haven't really done anything yet. What did I do? I slept. I slept a lot actually. Even though like nowadays, oh gosh, thank you for the follow. Thank you. Oh, we reached a new follow goal. Thank you, Yellow Mellow. I appreciate that. Oh my god, that was really loud. Holy shit, why is it so loud? Okay. Oh, my ears. Why would you do that to me? Twitch. You slept a lot too? That's good though, isn't it? We need a lot of rest. Why was that so? Lamel? I know, it startled me. I thought I fixed that, but I guess not. Why is it so loud? Question mark? Hmm. But thank you. Maybe I can fix it. Like, oh well. I'm sure I'll figure it out. I'm sorry for breaking your ears, but I also broke my own ears, so. Yeah. I thought I did. I thought I changed it, but then it was like, nah. You're not allowed. I guess I can turn it down here at the very least. But yeah, I thought I was gonna be so productive today, and I didn't do anything. I didn't do nothing. Sorry. But I guess it is, maybe here. Where is it's really loud? Look, I think I found the one that was causing it. Okay, I think I fixed it. I guess we'll find out. Oh, that should be it, though. I'm not paranoid. Well, my excuse is that I was very productive the days before, and therefore I'm now allowed to sleep, but you know, I don't know if that counts. I've had really poor sleep the past few days, I will admit. And I don't know, I feel like this is an old people thing, and I feel like I'm too young for this, but I keep waking up. I can't just sleep for like 8 hours straight. I don't know why, and it bothers me. I want to sleep, but my body, it does not agree. Is it? Why is that? Because I used to, well, I mean, when I was younger, I used to be able to do so much more in terms of sleep. Something else that I can't do anymore. I can't do naps anymore. If I like take a nap, I just, I'm not sleeping the night. like, like a young teenager, I guess. I don't know. I really can't take naps anymore. Even if it's like only an hour, you know? And then all of a sudden, it's like, nah, even though you need 6 more hours, you're not getting any sleep. Yeah. I found the same way though. It sucks. I don't want to be this way. To be fair, I will also admit that my sleeping times are absolute garbage nowadays. You know, I was a good kid. I always went to bed on time. I don't really, I mean, I do try to, but then I just don't sleep. It's great, really. Oh, I'm way past puberty, sweetheart. I'm old. I'm not old, but you know, that is a thing of the past for me. Although, I recently heard that people my age are now considered old. Like, by. This is just going to make it sound worse, but by the youth. By teenagers, and that hurts a little bit, I have to say. But it's fine. Like, in total? Or like 4 hours straight? I am in my like I guess I'm in my mid 20s now. So, you know, obviously according to the kids, I am now old. Ooh, that's not I don't think I could do that, honestly. Like I have sleeping problems, but I also can't handle not sleeping. How are you not constantly tired? Because oh, what am I doing? Oh no. We're not that old yet, right? I feel like I know in comparison to someone who's like I don't know 15, I guess. Like we're old, but objectively speaking, we're not that old, you know? Cuz it's like people get really old nowadays. But for some reason, I guess it feels very far away when you're that age. How is how is being older a skill issue? Just be younger, forehead. Let's see. But as someone who is now apparently part of the rickety old club, I don't feel too good. flannel tuxedo pants. I guess maybe there are certain fashion styles that aren't really a thing yet, anyways, because fashion always has a resurgence. That might make you seem older. I don't think that's that, you know? Although I do feel like there is a certain look that older people have in terms of like clothes. I don't think. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with being like well dressed. At least I don't think so. Or there shouldn't be, I suppose, maybe. Hmm. Doesn't that just mean that you've got a solid fashion sense? Though? Like you know what you like kind of deal? At least I think so. Then again, I feel like I was never someone who like chased trends, you know? Ooh, really? I but what like I mean, I don't know what you look like, of course, but like well, I feel like people nowadays have a very poor perception of what's like actually, let's say, 40. Because, you know, all of the like Photoshop and whatnot to make people look younger. I don't know. I feel like it's okay to like what you like, even if it's quote unquote old school fashion. It just makes you look a little different. Yeah, I feel like that's more important. Hmm. Then again, like I said, I never like kept up with those trends, so what do I know? Maybe I'm also a grandma. Although I do have a very bad kid's baby face, I would say. It's very annoying. Well, the thing with fashion trends is that things that are considered quote unquote new are just old things that they rehashed because it's now like trendy and in to wear it, you know? Of course, sometimes new things pop up, but most of the time it is literally just old trends renewed. I think I talked about this a couple of streams ago. The fact that like leopard print is making a comeback, which disgusting, I hate it. Just shows that fashion doesn't make any fucking sense, you know. Oh, me too. The fact that my knees are cracking like a pair of glow sticks is not something I can ignore, even if I wanted to. I don't like it, but you know, I mean that's just how it be now, whether I want to or not. I feel like I should do like stretches and shit, but I keep forgetting to do that. That's rough. I don't. That's just that's like a certified feels bad man. I don't know what I would say to people if I was in that situation, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like I would be mildly upset. And by mildly, I mean quite a lot upset, actually. I guess everyone ages differently, you know? Oh, wait. I feel like eventually you'll have to come to terms with it, but. No. It's not that bad, right? It kind of like reminds me of like, you know how people or like pictures of older people when they were younger, they look older than they actually were. I kind of feel like we or our generation has reached that point now. Even though we're not that old. Oh, I'm going to college. No. I mean, that's. I feel like I would despair. I mean, I guess as long as it's all in good fun and whatnot. But still, it's like, damn, bro. Do you have to roast me like that, though? I guess at least that means you look like you are a responsible young adult. There's a positive. You know, this actually like reminds me. I find it very strange to hear people be like, "Oh, my hips and like my back and stuff, they hurt now." But I feel like I've always had these kinds of issues. What do you mean growing up your back didn't hurt, you know? That feels weird to hear. Yeah. I I feel like, I mean, I wonder why that is. Like, when I was still in school, all those. I mean, I. I definitely have a bad back, but I'm also old. When I was still in school, um, the backpacks that we had to carry to school, mine was always so heavy. Like, actually. Because at least where I went to school, everything was still like books and we didn't have any like technology and stuff. what what is carrying a backpack make you a nerd? That's just normal back in my day. Apparently it was actually normal, quote unquote, to have like technology. But why? I was just like, mind you, we were actually forced to carry certain books home because we were not allowed to like keep them in the class oftentimes until like later. And they were also like reused books, you know? I don't remember what these are called. Is that how it works? But they were like, I mean, you do get new ones occasionally, but some others were like, I guess basically the ones where you didn't have to write anything into are the ones that you had to get from older students. Because I guess we were too cheap to buy new ones or something. Yeah, we had a lot of really heavy books. I remember for my Latin class, we had to have a what is that called in English? Lexicon or whatever for Latin, and it was so large, and you had to carry it home with you to do your homework, right? And I'm not surprised that my back is terrible. Because that was just one, you know? One thing of many you had to carry home to do your homework. Yeah, I'm so jealous. I mean, I guess I'd take my iPad with me now. Um, but I didn't have that luxury in school. Apparently other schools did when I was younger, but we were just poor, I guess. We didn't even have Wi-Fi in the school until like I think my last year, and it was fucking terrible. It didn't work 90% of the time. But apparently this was like normal for kids to have access like that. And you call me a nerd. Using a binder? I don't really do physical stuff anymore. Nowadays, I just use my iPad and write everything down there. Because I did realize that shit do be heavy. That doesn't make you not a nerd. I'm joking, of course. I'm not gonna judge anybody for anything. I wish that were true. I sure as hell don't fucking feel it. Hmm. Hmm. I wouldn't call myself stupid, I feel, but I'm not, I'm no genius, of course. I'm just me. How does that work, though? Who makes these rules? I don't understand. That's ah. Yeah, it's kind of. Why do. I mean, obviously, this is not true. But why do, like, I guess non-Southeast Asians consider Southeast Asians to be so much worse? 'Cause I've heard this plenty of times, people talking about it, but I don't understand. Hmm. So sorry. I don't know. Ah, I see. That is very unfortunate to hear. It's like a debuff that you can't do anything about. So I hope you do well for yourself. I only ever want the best for people, I guess. But you can't decide that yourself, can you? Pretty sure your parents had to be the ones to put in the work for that. Hmm. God, I wish I hadn't made this so messy, but you know. The fate I chose for myself. Hmm. It's fine. is that is that a stereotype? I was not aware we were good at art. I don't know. I feel like maybe the Venn diagram of people who end up being queer and people who have been drawing since like school days maybe perhaps is a circle because hmm, I've never heard of that before. But I do fit the mold. Also, thank you. I've never heard of that before. That's really funny. Well, I mean, I have been drawing since I was like in kindergarten, so consider that. And also, I'm not that good. You see those like fucking 13-year-olds who finger draw who make like entire Mona Lisas and suddenly you don't feel that good anymore. But it's okay. It is okay. Everyone's good at something, I hope. I don't know what my thing is, but you know, we're all good at something. Hmm. Okay. I may need to make that slightly. Big. does that mean? What does being good at being a rock mean? That's better. That's so mean. I'm sure you're good at something. But, like, I don't know, your hobbies, or maybe you're good at a particular subject or something, you know? Why not? I guess it all comes down to, like, perspective, you know? Who are you comparing yourself to? Because if I were to compare myself, which I do sometimes do, and I know I shouldn't, I sometimes compare myself to, like, you know, the really professional riggers and whatnot. It's like, I know I'm not that. I'm aware. But you can't help and compare yourself sometimes, admittedly. Yeah, that's very true. It is always like, you know, you shouldn't compare yourself to other people. You should maybe compare yourself to your past self, right? But just saying don't do that isn't going to make me stop. I'm still gonna compare myself to people. Hmm. what? What the fuck? What is that? Um. Hmm. That's what we are. Ah, that's true. And then you get slammed by the hammer of reality, and it's like, ah, no. You're not gonna do any of that. Because why would you? Life isn't that easy. Uh, there you go. I mean, I feel like that's pretty normal. Maybe that's just me, but with how the world is today, I don't know if children would be a good thing, you know? Because it fucking sucks out here. Ah, you know what, actually? It's just, like, I guess if you want to and have the means to, sure, have kids, but, like, at the same time, it's like, this, like, how things currently are, I don't know if I'd want to bring a child into this world, you know? Even if all of the quote unquote conditions for it were right. Like, we already have to deal with all of the messes in the world. Exactly. That's what I mean. It's like we're already dealing with things going to shit. Why would I willingly bring a child into this world knowing that they're going to have it even worse than I have? You know? I feel like that's just irresponsible. But isn't that good? I feel like the people who really think about this kind of stuff are not that common. Because it kind of dissuades you from having kids. And then again, you know, if you want to have kids that badly, don't let anyone fucking tell you otherwise. Just don't listen to me. I'm just giving my 2 cents, you know? I just personally feel like it is mildly irresponsible to do that right now. I guess it depends on where you live and all that, but like, eh? You know? Well, that is another thing, isn't it? A lot of people um don't really know how do I phrase this? Like a lot of people don't know how to supervise their children properly with the age of the internet and all that. And I understand that it is difficult, but it is also a necessity. At least I think it is. Oh god. I mean, I don't want to like bash anyone's religion or anything, but I feel like there is definitely such a thing as too strict, right? Because that will make your kids then try and I guess disobey you and break all the rules later on because they just didn't have the opportunity to do that. Also, a lot of people, I'm not saying your parents, but a lot of people use religion to be really, really awful to their kids. And it's like, be nice, please. I don't know, raising kids hard, but like at the same time, it shouldn't be this hard. You know? Shouldn't be the most difficult thing ever to not mistreat your children, but apparently it is for a lot of people. What color was that? Um, I don't know. Maybe that makes me a weird outlier. But I also feel like it's not asking too much to be like, please just be nice to your kids. I feel like there usually is one. Maybe not all the time, but usually, yeah. That is very unfortunate to hear. But it also doesn't surprise me that people will ostracize people in their own families. And it's for like, oftentimes it's just because they don't fit in 100%, or maybe they didn't even do anything. And they're just used as a scapegoat, and that's just, I don't know. People suck. Shockingly. People kind of suck. Okay. I wish they didn't, but they do. A lot of people, maybe this is controversial, but a lot of people who are definitely not emotionally mature enough to have kids do choose to have them and then do not treat them well as a result. That's not a bad thing though, is it? I feel like it isn't. I know a lot of people who are perhaps a bit more conservative don't really understand this. But there's nothing wrong with being different. You're not hurting anybody by being queer. Fortunately, they don't understand that sometimes. Oh, I should. Oopsie. E. Awful. I'm sorry to hear that. That is really awful. I. Uh, People are just kind of. I don't know how to phrase this nicely. This shit just doesn't work, you know? um, because it's like you may be able to quote unquote peer pressure someone into changing quote unquote, but that just doesn't work. And I understand that these people don't understand how this stuff works because they aren't queer themselves, but it's not a choice. It's just how it is. I don't know if they would, admittedly. Oh, no. No. I do kind of understand, I guess, the idea that they're afraid. Maybe, well, it's either like an image thing, right? That you'll make them look bad, quote unquote, or sometimes they genuinely do care and maybe don't want you to go to quote unquote hell and whatnot. But you still can't force people to change. That's not going to work. It just like that's just not how any of that works, you know? So I don't I feel very bad for your situation. That shit sucks. But I also don't, I don't know. A lot of people who grew up like that will probably not change their minds because that's what they perceive as their truth, and therefore nothing else could be right, you know? Yeah, exactly. It is what it is. We can't do anything about it, we just gotta live with it. Oh, I guess I forgot about the ads. Good luck, soldiers. Don't get drowned out by the ad apocalypse. Hmm. I need to be a little bit more thorough. I don't know if this is going to work, by the way. It might not. I mean, isn't this just Twitch? Wait, no, also right around. Doesn't Amazon own Twitch? Right? It does, doesn't it? I think it also depends on like your region and whatnot, but it at least would make sense to get Amazon ads for a company or a platform that is owned by Amazon, supposedly. I honestly don't really keep up with this stuff much. You don't have Amazon at all? Really? That's interesting. Why is that? Oh, I thought it was. I guess maybe that's my ignorance speaking, but I thought this was genuinely like a super global kind of thing, you know? Ah, that's interesting. But you still have Twitch normally? Or are you um being a pirate, so to speak? Hmm. That's interesting. Ah, okay. Weird. Huh. I mean, fair, I guess, but at the same time, huh. I mean, it's not, you know, I do sometimes begrudgingly use it, but you shouldn't be using it. um, Maybe it's a good thing that you're not using it. That's so, I like, I get, you know, it makes sense considering, but it still sounds weird. um, like it makes logical sense, but at the same time, I am confusion. But do you have a lot of shows available? Or is it very picky? Here, a lot of shows just aren't available because of the like what is that called? Um it's just not available in this region kind of thing. Yeah, that's I figured as much. Most streaming services suck here because even like the really popular shows are not available. I don't know. I guess if you live in like a smaller country, they don't really like care because you're not gonna contribute enough, or your country is not going to contribute enough to uh, justify the expenses, which sucks, of course, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Yeah, it's like I don't know how much these licensing fees cost, of course, but it's just maybe not worth it for them to do that. Um, ooh, words. What is it called? A corset. I feel like my country is small and doesn't contribute much economy wise, so there's absolutely no incentive. Yeah, but I feel like that it works the other way around too, I feel. Where it's like we don't know a lot of things uh from that market because it just isn't really available here. Which is kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy almost, I feel. This is actually that far. Let me save. It is interesting to hear that though. Well, I wouldn't say that. Like I said, at least in my country, a lot of things aren't available. There's a lot of region lock. But I guess it is different. Truly having nothing. Uh, I am kind of. I mean, I guess there are a few not so good regulations, but I do like most of the ones that I've at least heard of. Like, for example, this is a super small thing, but like forcing Apple to use what's it called? USB-C. I do like that that was a thing that was implemented. Yeah. It's like, it's not a big deal, so to speak. It's convenient, but it is good that the EU has a large enough hmm, like influence, I guess, to where they can make decisions like that and they will actually comply. I I don't know. I don't know my history that well. I will say I don't know which country you're talking about. I guess I could just look it up. I guess there was a lot of, what do you call that, colonialism back in the day, where everyone was trying to take everyone else over. I mean, I'm not, obviously I'm biased. I am very biased, but I would say it is nicer here than in like most other places. um, in terms of like uh quality of life and whatnot. But again, I am biased. I will admit that fully. What do I know? Maybe it's nicer in other places, but I do feel like we have a better standard when it comes to quality of life than most other places. I don't know how easy or how hard probably is the better word. How hard it is to um move into the EU from outside the EU. Because like I'd imagine it would be easier to move in between countries that are in the EU, but from the outside, I don't know. Look, I don't want to bash Americans again. I don't want to. I really don't. Um, I feel bad for them, but I feel like out of all of the countries in the world, the US is definitely one of the worst to move to, especially if you're not filthy rich. Yeah, but we shouldn't be mean just for the sake of it. 'Cause I do feel bad for the actual, like, regular American citizens that have to deal with all this bullshit. But I would never, respectfully, I would never move. Never. Not even, oops, as a joke. That is very true. Hey Jay, how are you? Yeah, I feel like politics. I do end up fucking talking about it anyways, oftentimes, but it is a little dangerous in terms of like, you know, what is and isn't allowed. And also, people get really heated about politics. You had something to eat. What did you eat? What did you have? I know I end up doing it anyways, but I feel like talking about politics is always dangerous. Meatballs and spaghetti. That sounds good. I haven't done fuck all. I wanted to like be so productive today, and then I think I woke up at like 1 p.m. even though I went to bed at like 11 yesterday. So I don't know what happened. Hello, Lube. How are you? I don't even have. Well, no. You know what? My excuse is that I've slept very poorly the past few days. I have for some reason, I don't know how this happened, but I've woken up at like 5 a.m. stat every single day for the past week, and I hate it. I know, but I feel like I should have done stuff. I feel like I should have done things, but I didn't. You get up at 6 a.m. I mean, I guess I also do most days. I don't want to. I hate getting up early. Um, but what can you do, you know? I despise getting the worst, actually. Also, why is this not symmetrical? It's confusing. Yellow, no. Guys, what is up with your sleep cycle? Mine isn't much better, but come on. Well, when do you get up? Like 3 a.m. or something, or 4? Which is insanity, by the way. How are you a functioning human being? I don't understand. I mean, I guess fair if your job takes a lot of your time, but at the same time, I don't know. I just I can't sleep well, but at the same time, if I don't sleep well, I'm just fucked. So I do not enjoy. You want to be Mark Zuckerberg though? I thought, isn't he like weird? I don't want to I feel like all of those really rich people are kind of weird, you know? Culture and climate makes it worse. Oh, do you have like a lot of humidity where you're from? I imagine. We don't, thank God. I don't I think I would not handle that at all, actually. That sucks. Humidity is awful, like actually. I do not enjoy feeling sticky. Hmm. I mean, obviously, I don't believe this, but the fact that there's a lot of people who are like, oh, Mark Zuckerberg is a what's it called? A lizard person or something? Like, you have to, be a little peculiar to get that kind of reputation. Because, like, I don't know. Are there any, like, really rich people who are actually normal? Because, like, they're all really weird, I have to say. I guess it comes with the territory, but, like. Because, like, I mean, I guess I kind of feel bad, right? But I remember seeing that picture of Zuckerberg on the beach where he looked so unnaturally white. It's like, what is happening to these people, you know? How does this occur? I don't understand. Or like the muskrat who, again, I shouldn't talk smack about people's appearances, but like he looks so weird, guys. He looks so weird. Why does he look so weird? Why is he built like that? I mean, he's awful. He's such a bad person, genuinely. But like, why does he look like that? I don't want to, like, you know. I feel like, I feel like regular, like pre-Musk Tesla was alright, but every time he puts his hands on some form of company, it just end up being awful. I also saw, I think today actually, that the Tesla stocks are fucking crashing. I don't know how he does this. It's almost talent at this point, where he can just run everything he touches into the ground. Except for, like, PayPal, I suppose. But, like, that's the only one. But it's I don't know, he's just kind of weird. I mean, not even, like, meant as an insult. He's just kind of a weird guy. Apart from, like, all of the bad things he does. Of which there are many. But ignoring that, he's just kind of strange. It's the same with Twitter. Once he, like, got his hands on it, like, mind you, it was already not doing well, of course. But he just made it worse. I'm saying. I don't know how this works. Oh, wait. Oops. I mean, I do use it, right? Because obviously you should be trying to network as a VTuber and whatnot, but it's really hard. um, and it's also just become kind of annoying to use. They've, like, removed so. Oh yeah, I heard about that actually. I heard that it actually was, like, cyber attacked or something. Because a lot of people, I think, are very upset with the Muskrat and how much he has fiddled with American politics. This whole, I know we shouldn't talk about this, I know, but, like, it's crazy to, like, see what is happening over there as a quote unquote spectator. It's like, what is going on, you know? I don't know, maybe that's just me. That is very true. Yeah, but, like, politics are kind of scary. Because people get really heated about it. And I don't want to become known for talking about politics, because A, I don't know nearly enough about it. And B, the crowd that is really into that stuff, I'm no. Especially as a queer person talking about American politics is no. I just don't want to deal with that for my own safety's sake. Although, I mean, maybe I've jinxed it by saying that, but I have not actually had anyone come into my stream and be, like, homophobic or whatever so far. I'm sure I've now officially jinxed it and someone's going to be very mean to me, but I've been lucky thus far. But I guess I don't know. There's people like that everywhere. But, like, I do have to say, it takes a special kind of person to be like, oh, I know this person, this streamer has a queer tag, but I'm going to go in there and be hateful anyways. You know? I hope so too. I don't want to deal with that stuff. But at the same time, it's like, have I made it because I've homophobic people in my chat? Obviously, I do not tolerate any of that kind of homophobia. For my sake and other people's sakes. Very, very obviously, this is very much a queer safe space. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. I feel like it's oftentimes because they are not happy in their own lives with whatever it is that's bothering them, so they have to hate on other people to feel better about it. Right? Maybe that's just like me being um a conspiracy theorist or whatever. But I do genuinely feel like a lot of the people that are like that are like they just have problems in their own lives that they don't want to acknowledge. And then bad things happen as a result. But I will not allow such people to be awful here. It's very true, unfortunately. It's just being very set in your ways is maybe not the most ideal outcome. God damn. Because a lot of the time a lot of traditions, I'm not going to bash anyone, of course. Um but a lot of times it's like it doesn't really let you think, you know? Like you're not really allowed to form your own opinions and whatnot. And that is dangerous. Ooh. Yeah. I feel like that is genuinely the issue, where it's like a lot of people who are in these kinds of cycles, they don't question it. They just accept it as it is, and then bad things happen as a result. And that's a good thing. I feel like breaking the cycle is oftentimes it's hard, of course, but it is good to free yourself from these kinds of expectations. At least I think so. Because at the end of the day, I know traditions are important for culture, for many things, but at the end of the day, you are your own person. And you shouldn't be held back by something that was established like hundreds of years ago, you know? At least that's how I feel. Yeah, that is also true. Some traditions are very, very old. But that's not a tradition, is it? That's just being a person of a specific ethnicity. I feel that way as well. I like, especially older people in your family are oftentimes just kind of very set in their ways. I mean, I guess you could move to Europe. I don't know. Maybe that would help. But it's not gonna make you European. I guess. I don't know. Uh, this actually looks really nice so far. That's a very old song, Jay. You're outing yourself with that one. Oh no. At least I feel like it's old. Is it not? I thought it was. Actually, let me look, because that feels old. It originates from from a musical from 2007. Uh-oh. AC/DC? I mean, that is old, though. Yeah. AC/DC have been active since 1973. That is actually old. That's more than 50 years. That is old. I'm sorry to say it. 2007 shouldn't be that old, but with how rapidly social media advances, it is old, you know? No, the gay European thing is not that old, but AC/DC is very much old. That's weird though. That means that musical, like the origin of that song, is now legally an adult. Oh, my bones are cracking. I don't want to think about that. No. Oh god. That's terrible. I don't want to think about that. No. I don't like it. This is very. That is weird. I don't like it. Mm-mm. Like, I'm aware I'm considered old now. Which game is it? I don't think we can talk about it, actually. I don't want to, like, you know, I don't think we're allowed to talk about that specifically. You know, I've never heard of that game before. um, I will have to do that because that's too much. We're not allowed to talk about that. What is that game about? Suikoden? I've never heard of this before. I did not grow up on PlayStation, so I don't really know anything about that. But yeah, I don't like look, I'd be willing to talk about issues like that, of course, but I think we're not allowed to talk about uh that kind of punishment. Okay. That's interesting though. I mean, my favorite game. Oh no. Uh-oh. I don't think it's that old. When did it come out? Oh. 2004. Oh dear. No, this is fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm not old. Shut up. I was still very young back then. Oh, it's Paper Mario too, the Thousand Year Door. That's my favorite. When I was younger, like I did have access to video games, but I did also play a lot. I like climbing trees and stuff. Paper Mario is really good. At least the old ones. Don't play the new ones. Don't anything past Super Paper Mario, don't play it. Maybe the newest one, but don't play Sticker Star. Definitely. It's terrible. At least from my perspective as a fan of the series. Silent Hill 2 is also really good. A good game. Sticker Star is so terrible. I could talk about this for so long. I need you to understand that I was so excited when they announced that they were making another Paper Mario game after like 10 years. And then they released that, and it was just the biggest fucking slop ever. And I was so sad. I never I never even finished it because it's so fucking terrible. It's like they took everything that made the game good and were like, nah, we're gonna take all of that away. Did GTA 5 come out on the PS4? Surely not, right? It's older than that, isn't it? Remember. I feel like it's older. Oh, it's the PS3. Okay, that's interesting. I did play on the PS3 a little bit. I played Skyrim. I played a lot. I don't think I would have been allowed to play um GTA because it's a it's a little adult, I guess, themed. Do that. Oh god. I do feel like it is a very common experience though. To like still too small. Play games that you shouldn't like be allowed to play. Even though, you know, it's the same thing with like lying about your age online. Because it's so cool, you know. Um that's interesting. Oh, I love the GameCube though. My childhood, I mean, the first console that I played on was the N64. I was a Nintendo kid growing up. Um, I feel like that was good though, because it was mostly family friendly. Is it? We also had oh fuck, a Game Boy, like a regular Game Boy with what was it? Kirby's Dream Land, like the first one. No, Jay. No. Your first one was the Sega Genesis? Oh. Okay. Hey, that's fine. You are you are a seasoned veteran. That's on I mean, hey, fair, you know, fair. But holy shit. I mean, I also played outside a lot when I was a child. So, it's a lot. You do? That's impressive though. I mean, my N64 still works, but it's been gathering dust for ages now. But I still have it. I I don't know. Maybe it is just nostalgia, but I very much enjoyed those older games a lot more. What? That is very unfortunate. Um, I guess that makes you two peas in a pod. So bad. Oh my god. No, I kind of want to make. How do... See, I actually had the opposite problem most of the time. Because I I have a very bad case of baby face. I think, and I'm also people still think I'm a lot younger than I am, which is nice. But at the same time, it's like I am an adult, you know. I would like to be treated like one. Ooh, I mean, I guess that's it's good that she was concerned, but at the same time, that's ooh, that is emotional damage, is what I would call that. Me too. I mean, not to, make us all sound collectively old, but I have no understanding of memes nowadays, like at all. Not even in the slightest. I don't know if that's like a me issue. But like I don't understand modern meme culture at all. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I hate to say it. Stuff like, was it Skibidi Toilet? Mm-mm. Oh yeah, this is from Nier. Uh, very good game, by the way. You should play it if you haven't. I just, I mean, I understand that we've also had our memes that don't make like sense, but it's just, I feel like the memes nowadays are like advanced brain rot, you know? I don't understand it. Yeah, that is something about the series that is maybe not for everyone, but it's also really good. It's like, I understand. When did that game come out? It's been like a minute since that came out. 2017? Okay. I see, I understand, okay. Oh, you have a great rest of your day, Lucy. Yeah, I don't understand it. I actually genuinely have no understanding of Skibidi Toilet or whatever the fuck it's called. It is, I don't know, I just don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe I'm old. I don't care. But like, it's weird. Yeah, but I don't get what's funny about it. I really don't. Maybe that makes me sound old. What? Skibidi toilet always on her mouth. What does that mean? What? What does that mean? I don't understand. I don't know. I guess I'm just old, but like, question mark. You've lost me. You know what? It's like, um, that is definitely one of the weirder memes that I've seen. I don't care if it makes me sound old, I just don't get it. I know we've had weird ones, right? Because, like, I could not fucking explain to you why. Is that still our generation? The, like, E meme? Is that, like, the younger generation or not? I don't remember. I could not explain to you why that's funny. I don't know. The one with like the face of like Markiplier, where it's just the letter E, like super like deep fried, I guess. Oh my god, deep fried memes. Do you remember that? Deep fried memes? Fuck. Oh yeah, Nyan Cat. Oh. I wonder. I guess cats have always been very like the internet was made for cats kind of thing, you know? But that's still hmm. It's not. Oh yeah. I don't understand modern stuff. Call me old, I guess. I'll survive. um, I'll just be a bit upsetty. When did memes start to become a thing? Because, like, older people don't really have a grasp on memes, I think. Because they call it, like, meme and stuff, you know? Like, obviously, it's like an internet thing, but when did it actually start? I don't know. Questions, questions. Oh no. Oh, you're gonna make me look it up, Jay. You're gonna make me look it up because I know exactly what you're talking about. um, it's almost 15 years old. Aw. I don't like the fact that things that I'm familiar with are at least a decade old, if not older. I don't like that. That is not information that I want to have in my brain. But I don't want to turn into one of those boomers who's like, oh, things were always better back then. No, they weren't. Wish they were, but they were not. It just seems that way. Because we were younger back then, and it was simpler to be a little kid that doesn't know shit. God, that makes me feel old though. I don't like it. No. Maybe do. That looks ugly. Well, I already feel old anyways, because my fucking joints are crack-a-lackin' all the time as well. That's not just a you guys thing, that's me also. I don't like it, but it's, you know? It do be like that. Bro, my knees actually hurt when I go like down the stairs sometimes. And I'm not even that old. You know? I should probably do something about that, truth be told. Because I don't think that's normal. Mind you, I did have a knee surgery. So my knees are a little fucked up. Oh yeah, I guess smoking isn't really like it's a thing, but like people that are younger, they vape, right? They don't smoke anymore. Because it's now considered, I mean, it is lame, I guess, no offense or whatever. Oh, I've been trying. You have, I mean, I'm sure maybe you do have an idea, but it is actually very hard to get medical care as a young adult because apparently there's nothing wrong with me because I'm young, you know? It doesn't make any sense, but okay. I guess I'll just suffer. Because I have really weird joints, I will say. I'm like hypermobile and stuff, and it does cause me issues. It's just nobody wants to acknowledge that they cause me issues. um, it's great. Because apparently I'm just making that up. You know, cause I want attention or something, which is okay. I wish. I just have bad joints. Oh, I guess. I mean, healthcare here is quote unquote free, right? Um, I feel bad for you if it isn't, but it still takes quite a lot of time to get like appointments and stuff because everyone's like overbooked and the healthcare system is like overloaded. But you know, we'll be okay eventually. Oh, do you have um good healthcare or no? I'm assuming no, but what do I know? I don't know anything. Oh wait. Well, that's unfortunate. At least I have access to healthcare, you know? uh, I think my knees hurt when I walk down because my my tendons don't sit where they're supposed to properly or something. At least that's my theory. Obviously, that isn't normal. But again, apparently there's nothing wrong with me. Oh, The adpocalypse has hit us again. I hope you remain strong, soldiers. Yeah, I mean, I want to. I currently don't have, like, the time to, but I want to, ow, see, like, what's it called? What is that called? Okay. Hmm. Let's see. An orthopedist? Something bone. I don't know. um. Let's see. It's just hard, you know, getting appointments. Like a bag from the ad break. Yeah, someone. Because I actually went to the hospital before because a friend of mine was like, hey, you could have this rare disease. And they checked me in the hospital, were like, no. But it is kind of weird that you have joint pain at your age. You should probably go see a. What the fuck is that called? Uh. Sorry, my English when it comes to this stuff is very poor. A rheumatologist, right? Because they were like, oh, you could have rheumatism. I'm in my 20s. Okay. That's a little concerning. Um, but from what like, I did an actual rheumatism test, and it came back negative the both times that I did it. So I don't know. I don't think it's that. But you know, Popeyes. I don't think is that also like a burger chain. At least it's not, you know, rheumatism at age 20. But still. um oh, a chicken fast food place. Okay. We don't really have fast food. Well, we do, you know, like McDonald's, but everyone has McDonald's. Um, but like other stuff, we don't really. We have a Burger King, or maybe a few of them in the whole country. What else do we have? Oh wait, what am I doing? We have one KFC. We have a Subway. That's something we have. Uh, what else do we have? I don't think we have that much. But like, you know, oh god. These, like you said, these chains, they exist everywhere. But there's stuff like Taco Bell or whatever, um, which does not exist here. Or uh, uh Five Guys, that's one of them, right? Uh, God, I don't know. I don't really eat fast food, so I don't know any of them, I will say. Um, there you go. What is going on currently? What the fuck? Well, I guess that's like, uh, like the big cities will have a lot of fast food places, but I live in the middle of nowhere, so you know, we don't really have that stuff here. Well, maybe not the middle of nowhere, but like, you know, on the countryside. I feel like that's nice though. I mean, obviously not having all of the things available, maybe not, but oh, having um I don't know, it's just peaceful. I don't like big cities because it's just so busy, you know? Yeah, the food is really good. That is very true. I don't like so. Uh, please load. Okay. Maybe I'm just, you know, geriatric. But like, I don't like how busy the big places are. It's just, ugh, too much going on. I also like the like, nature and stuff. I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't survive in a big city. It's convenient, of course, to live in a big city, but it's like, eh. Maybe I'm just not used to it though, you know? Maybe I'm just if I were to like spend a bit of time there. I'm sorry. Oh, do you have like delivery, I guess? We don't really have a good delivery system here. Like we do get delivery, but it's only very few places. You are literally the we have food at home meme right now. Which is fair. I sometimes also crave fast, but very rarely. When did that come out? Is that really that old? Surely not, right? Oh my god. What's it called? It's not. Like 2019-ish? That's not that bad. Like, relatively speaking. Oh god. Uh, I I don't understand. I feel like ever since COVID, my sense of time has just gone to shit, because that doesn't... Like, it feels weird to think that 2019 is already 6 years ago. That doesn't sound right. I don't want to acknowledge that. That doesn't... No. I don't like it. Exactly! It's already been over half a decade since COVID started. That doesn't... Oh, I don't like it. I know it's the truth, but I don't want to acknowledge the truth. Oh, it feels bad. Like seniors. No, we're not senior citizens. At least not yet. I don't think I am. I just feel like one, you know? Might as well be, I suppose. These youngsters these days. Ow. I mean, this isn't even copium. Oh, it's gonna sound like copium, but like, you know, aging is a privilege, you know? A lot of people didn't even get this old, so it's like, you know, something to be proud of, I think. Although I'm not old. I'm like memes and funny haha aside, I'm not that old. I will not let anyone tell me that I'm old. No. Where am I? Oh. I will refuse to acknowledge it until I'm actually old. Like, objectively, I suppose. Hmm. I don't think I've ever... At what age would you call someone sir, you know? Because that doesn't... Hmm. You were 20? Oh no. But how old was the kid that you were talking to? Because if it was like a 10-year-old, you know, I feel like it's not as bad, but if it's someone who's closer to you in age, well... Boy, do I have bad news for you. Oh, that's not, you know, hey. Um, I don't know how to... Damn, that's unfortunate. Oh no. I don't know how to save that one, Chief. I really don't. That actually feels bad. Why are you guys getting fucking violated like this? What is happening? I feel like, I don't know. I mean, I guess if you're shocked in the moment, fair, but like, why are people so mean? That's terrible. Oh my god. I feel like I'm on the opposite spectrum because I remember the last time or one of the last times that I got a haircut, the cashier or the person who was like taking the money was like, "How old are you? 16?" And I was like, 16? No. Yeah, but it still hurts, you know? You know, it feels so good. I can't believe we've already made so much progress and it's just been yap sesh after yap sesh. Which is good. It's a good thing. You're too old for your age. That's so mean. I don't. I know some people look younger than others. Wait, really? That's interesting. Hmm. Yeah. I mean, my. I don't know. Maybe my. What is happening? Actually, whoa. Alright. That is true. But I will forever be in denial until I'm like actually geriatric age. I'm not going to acknowledge it. No. You can't make me. I feel like if I ever needed to use a cane, I would get a really fancy one. I don't know if that's like copium, but like if I have to have one, you know, I might as well be dripped out. Hmm. Oh, thank you. Good. Thank you for the hydrate. Thank you, thank you. I wonder why this particular Tangia works and the other one doesn't. Or it does work, but like, oh, it like gets stuck. I mean, I don't know if that's too harsh of a read. So stop me if you think I'm being too mean, but like um if you have indeed been smoking a lot, that could be an explanation. Because smoking ages you like a ton. Because you know, it puts a lot of stress on yourself. So that might make you look older. I don't know if it's that though that's doing it. Oh, what the fuck? Hmm. Hey, but that's good though, isn't it? There's nothing wrong with spending time with your family. What is... Hmm? Who are you? So bottom. I feel like a lot of people aren't really close to their families. So I feel like that's not a bad thing. I... Wait, where was it? Was it here? Yeah, okay. It's not like you would be able to see this, of course, but like... It doesn't mean we have to slack off, you know? It's not like you'll see the skin anyways. But, you know? I'm just doing my due diligence. Yeah. But that's very easy to find, actually. Oh. Because if you press, at least for Clip Studio, if you press Control and then click on it with like a regular pen, it will show you the layer that it's on. Did you not know that? You press Control and then click on it, and it shows you the layer. Hey, that's fine. I'm not judging. That's just how it works. To be fair, I don't know technology much either. um, because I... Wait, what? I don't know, I've never been very smart when it comes to that stuff. Excuse me. Okay, I don't have to know everything. I actually don't know. I'd reckon most of the functions in Club Studio. Because there's a lot you can do, you know? But why learn new things when old things do trick or something? Hmm. Yeah. I mean, like, I feel like we probably know the basics better, but that doesn't mean you know everything, you know? That is true. That is very true. um, go. At least, well, no, because like you know how to you know how to turn it on, right? You know how to, I don't know, turn on your Wi-Fi and stuff, right? That's stuff that older people don't know how to do. Um, at least my older relatives don't. No shade to them, of course, but you know. Okay. How did I do that again? Oh no. Wait, yeah. Oh no, are you actually like that? See, that's a bit unfortunate perhaps. I feel like that's actually an older people thing where they have like 10,000 like tabs open and then it's like, why is my phone so slow? Well, that's hmm, you know? Maybe not the most ideal. Hmm. Uh, where is this? There it is. Am I stupid? Why is this so? Eh. Oh, okay. I see. Well, I guess if you never, I mean, I don't know what you do, but if you never really like use that stuff, I guess I could see how that could happen. I don't know. I guess I mean, yeah, everyone is stupid in some way, but it's like, okay. Thank you for the lurk, Jay. I appreciate it. I mean, I would say I'm not that solid with tech either, which I really should be, because I'm like, you know, a streamer. But I don't know what's happening with OBS half of the time either. So, you know, it's fine. That's not a bad thing though. Let's see. Despite what the youth may say, uh, we are not actually that old. What is this called? Caps? Don't believe their words. Their propaganda. Oh, that's okay. Hmm. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, exactly. I think the average age for a human is like 75, right? So like that's we are very much young, objectively speaking. But I feel like everyone who's over 20 gets called old. Even though we're not. Oh. We're not old. We just get called old. That's okay though. Just because someone calls you old doesn't mean it's true. Yes, I'm coping. It is all just a matter of perspective at the end of the day. Someone who's like mid 30s is old to me, but it would be young to someone who's like 50, you know? Perspective. There we go. Uh, hmm. Although I do feel, I mean, like I said, I have the hashtag issues, so uh, I do feel older than I actually am. Is I don't think that's my fault. You just gotta deal with it, I suppose. I feel like there's a lot of people nowadays, not just me, obviously, that have been dealt a not so good card in life. What are you gonna do? You just have to deal with it. Do your best. Oh god. My shrimp posture definitely isn't helpful, I have to say. Oh, actually. How am I going to do that? Oh, I can't even say I'm a professional because I'm not, but you know, I'm gonna pretend like I am. I'm trying to learn, okay? That doesn't make me bad. That is really weird. That is one of those things that I just don't understand. Like, why are you saying I'm too old or too young for something? I guess too young makes sense more so, but like, it's like the kids that are like, why are you playing video games? You're old. Like, they are very much for adults, contrary to what you might think. Why are there games that are 18 plus, you know? And like, who's getting these companies all of the revenue? It's not the kids. Oh, I've not heard of that. What is that? Yeah. Oh, okay. I don't know. People are really weird about like um the whatchamacallit. People are really weird about, well, actually, you know, just anything anime still, even though I feel like it's become pretty mainstream. People are still like Oh, this is weird. Um, I did think that they were more. What's the right word? More like I thought it was more accepted to like this stuff nowadays, but I guess not. But it is also really weird that like young people are so like, ew, what are you doing? Because the people who can actually do expensive cosplay are not the kids, you know? It's the adults who have adult money. Am I doing? Yeah, I it's you wear like those, I guess, masks, yes, that have like the actual anime characters' faces on them. Or I guess they're more like helmets. I don't know how to explain it. I did see a picture though, yes. I googled it. My tracking is being peak today again. But what am I supposed to do? I'm always looking down. Exactly. This is not something unless the child or the teenager in question is like super rich. This is not something that they could afford to do. No offense to anybody. But like it's really weird to be like, why are you doing this stuff when it's literally just something that only an adult could afford to do? Like logically speaking. Of course, do whatever the fuck you want, you know? As long as you're not hurting anybody, who cares? But even from like a financial perspective, being so against it feels weird. I don't know. I feel like it should be relatively easy to not be rude to people for the things that they like, but you know? What other hobbies do you have that are so expensive? Ah, cars are expensive. You so right. I don't know anything about cars, honestly, but I do know that they cost a lot. Which, you know, makes sense considering it's a fucking vehicle. But hey, as long as you aren't spending the money you need for necessities on your hobbies, fucking, you do what makes you happy, man. There's always gonna be people, um, who are going to shit on what you like because I guess they're not happy about their own lives or whatever, you know? Let them. They're not gonna change. You drop 1,200 euro on a car? That's not that much though, is it? At least I guess it depends on like your wage and whatnot, but cars even used here are like 10,000. So, oh, for modification. I don't know. I feel like that's not even that much. But I don't know anything, so you know. I don't know any of that stuff. Hmm. What is like expensive in terms of like a modification? Oh god. I mean, that's fair. Nothing wrong with looking for better work. 500,000 euro? For what though? What costs that much money? I don't understand. I mean, I have no perspective on these things, but that sounds like a lot of money. That is true. I guess unless your hobby is just going outside, but even then, if you want to like, I don't know, go hiking or whatever, that could get expensive really quickly. If you want the right gear, you know, if you're not doing something just casually, I guess. Like VTubing, for example, for a lot of people, they do it not as like their main source of income. And unless you make the model yourself, like I am, uh, it's very expensive. So, you know, everything does come with its costs. It's not like that expensive like car stuff, but it's still not something to just scoff at. Because like a high-end VTuber model costs thousands. Yeah. And that's just for the art, you know? The rig itself also can cost thousands. So it's like it's a lot. It is a lot of money that can go into this stuff. Oh. And it's not just that, you know? It's not just like you don't have just a model and then you're done. You also have overlays, emotes, maybe like a background or background music, panels. You can commission art and stuff. All those things, they add up. Yeah, exactly. Like it's incredibly expensive. This isn't something you can just do lightly for the shits and giggles. Um, I mean, you can, you know, if you don't want to spend that money or you can't, that's perfectly fine. But if you know, it is still quite the expensive thing to get into. Oops, that's not what I wanted. That's why here at BrokeBitches.inc we do everything ourselves, you know? I can't afford that. So I just do it myself. I guess it depends, right? Like what level you would consider to be at when it comes to your hobby. Because if you do something casually, it usually doesn't cost that much, but the more you like get into it properly, the more expensive it gets. At least that's how it usually works. It also depends on like your skill level. If you're like really good at something, then you will probably use more expensive equipment, whatever that may be. Exactly. It just costs, everything costs money. Capitalism, baby. Hmm. What is something that would not cost quite as much? Hmm. I don't know. Yeah, but it like unless you freehand it, it's still gonna cost a lot of money. Because you need like all that equipment so you don't die. I don't know if I would consider that to be um cheap as a result. Hmm. Yeah, I guess swimming, unless you buy like super expensive um like a swimming suit and like those goggles and stuff. Maybe? I don't know. This is of course not including any potential lessons you could be having. I don't know. There is anything that has something to do with not your body and will automatically be expensive, you know? Because equipment costs a lot of money. If you have to go anywhere for that, it can get really expensive because travel costs a lot of money. I don't think sleeping is not a hobby though, is it? It's just something that your body needs. That's interesting. Hmm. Maybe maybe something like knitting, but I guess if you do a lot of knitting, it can get expensive too. Because it's like building furniture now. Wood is very expensive. Wood is extremely expensive, and like varnish and stuff, that would definitely not be cheap. I don't think. Oops. I don't know, cause like if you do, you need like one of those ovens, right? Um, to like burn the clay. I don't think it would be that cheap, actually. Hmm. No, whatever. Doesn't have symmetry either. Oh, wait. Hmm. I guess it really does depend on, like, how much money you're willing to spend on it, but, like... Yeah, I guess any hobby can be expensive if you do it more properly, for lack of a better phrase. Yeah, pets are definitely expensive, even like really small ones. um, 30. Yeah, it is actually um it is surprisingly expensive to try and like make your own things, where it's growing your own food, making your own clothes. All of it is kind of expensive, like unironically. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Which one? Is that a hobby though? I don't think that counts as one. But is it not expensive to buy all the stuff you need for that? 'Cause it sounds like it would be. Yeah, but what if you wanted to make like really high quality cigars or something? Would that not then in turn be expensive again? I mean, I've never, I don't know anything about that, so I don't know how. Well, actually, I guess it depends on the country, doesn't it? Because I think in Australia, for example, cigarettes are like super expensive to discourage people from smoking. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Is it? I feel like nowadays stuff like cigarettes is more considered to be, I don't know, like not cool anymore, I guess. I don't know how to phrase this. But, you know, it might be different in different places, of course. Let's see. It's so cheap. Oh my god. How is that possible? Oops, I made a mistake. Wouldst thou be so kind and load? There you go. I feel like that encourages bad habits though, if it's that cheap to make, you know? Because obviously smoking bad, but we all know that. Oh my god. That's interesting. I didn't know that. But I guess I also never really, you know, had an interest in that. Hmm. I guess there is at least one hobby that is not expensive. Or, well, it's like, it's not necessarily expensive to have your hobbies, but a lot of them will end up turning expensive if you, like, you know. Why is that? Do you make, oh, you make that much money? Um, or are cigarettes that profitable in Indonesia? Oh, another ad break. I see. My apologies. I'll redo that because, oh, I'm an idiot. That's fine. You don't get to see this part anyway, so it's fine. Don't worry. Yeah, that's what I figured as much, that it's like the companies who sell cigarettes make a lot of profit and are like very wealthy, so they have a lot of influence, that kind of deal. That makes sense. It sucks, but it makes sense. 70%? That's awful. Oh my god. That is way too many people. Okay. I don't know how many people smoke here. I don't imagine there's that many though. Oh. When will I learn? Definitely not today. Ooh. Ah. No, actually I don't understand. Hmm? Weird. Well, I mean that's how addiction works, doesn't it? um Your body will need more and more of the substance. It is hard to quit, I imagine. But of course, you know, it is better for you to do. It's easier to just never start, though. I understand that. We don't have other ones because that looks like too much otherwise. That's very depressing. That's. Oh. Well. I mean. Sucks. Goodness. Because, like, how do you. If you were to get people to stop smoking, your economy would just be fucked, you know? Like, how do you get out of this? I don't understand. Hmm. Yeah, exactly. You couldn't get out of that even if you tried. And that's awful. Uh, hmm. I guess the only way to get out of that is to find an alternative uh, way to get money for the country. So you're not, like, you know, entirely dependent on that in particular. That's a lot easier said than done, of course. Hmm. I mean, I think that's like vegetables and stuff, or like what? 'Cause I feel like that is pretty normal, maybe, or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Unfortunately, I don't think farming is really all that profitable, so I can understand why you would be struggling. Because it does not really earn you that much money. Truth be told. It's the same here. Even though we like try to financially support our farmers, in order for everything to be like, you know, buyable by the general public, they have to have very low prices. And so they don't make a lot of money oftentimes. Oh, your soil is really good. I guess that makes sense if you're in a tropical climate like that. Oh, yeah, that's true. Volcanoes are very um they have very special soil oftentimes. Yeah. That's very cool. We don't really have volcanoes here in my country. Like, we have volcanoes in countries around us, I guess. But we don't actually have volcanoes here. But are they like heavy or like I don't know how do you say that? Are they like strong earthquakes or just like smaller ones, I guess? Ah, okay. Just puny ones. Well, as long as it's nothing big, you know? We don't even like I remember actually we got or we had an earthquake that was puny by standards, but we don't ever really get them, so it was kind of weird to like have our like all of our stuff shaking and whatnot. It is certainly an experience. Hmm. Oh god. But everything's okay, right? Like you're fine, everything's good. Uh That's good. Okay. I guess if you grow up with that, it's like unless it's like a big one, it's not really an issue. Because I feel like I would not have such a calm reaction. Even though I didn't even like really realize the last time I had one, I was just like, huh, it's shaking, what's happening? No, you'd think you would realize that, but nay. Okay. Um yeah, we've actually just been yapping while I was doing this. It's good. I like doing my streams like that. You should go to bed. I think I will actually stop here. Also because uh I don't want to start rendering right now. But I mean, all the flat colors are done and it looks really nice. I would say. I feel like we've done a good job. Next stream when? On Friday. Um I usually post my schedule on in my Discord server, and the next art stream should be Friday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday is usually when I stream. Okay. I hope the link still works. Yeah, I think. God, my joints. My old woman joints. But okay, we've done some really good progress, I think. We'll have to like start rendering all of the parts. But I think next time we're actually not gonna be working on this specifically. We're gonna do something else. Oh, that's nice. Thank you. It is a bit quiet, because there's not that many people and whatnot. But uh, I am there, and some other people are there, and that's usually where you will get like updates for streams and whatnot. But yeah, I think I know it's only been 3 hours, How does that happen? You know, I haven't actually had any issues recently, which is wow, crazy. I do still have stuff to do today, so I think I will stop a little earlier than usual. But thank you for hanging out with me. Maybe actually I can do some uh bu- why not, you know? Petra is streaming, so I will try and raid her. Perhaps. Anytime. I'm always glad to hang out with people. So let's start the raid and then I will do my usual stuff. Um Today was a shorter stream, but it was still very fun to hang out. I'm always glad to come on here and talk about the most random shit with people. It's a good way to socialize, I feel. Because, you know, not everyone. Yeah, shorter. I usually stream for like 4 or 5 hours to like get proper work done, but since I've done the flat colors, I thought, you know, I will stop here because I still have stuff to do. I'm being productive, okay? But I did start the raid, so I will see you on Friday again. Where I think we'll be doing fan art actually, because I haven't drawn any in a while. But with that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or night. I hope you sleep well. Goodbye. Bye bye.